Okay, so our new project is on Canvas, Community Space and Morgan Schematic Design. This is an example from 2019 of what someone did. So looking at a plan that's at a schematic level, so there's not a whole lot of detail, but it has in there like room names, it has in there basic furniture layouts. You can tell what's a wall, you can tell what's floor, you can see where the stairs are. And then this is an example of a 3D view. So this is looking down at the pit, right? So they clearly covered the stairs in there. They added some seating around it, and you can start to see what finishes are by the color. Assignment description, this is our same exact assignment description. So Morven State's Office of Community Services is renovating the original Jenkins building, and you're looking at adding community space to that building as we've been working on. Program requirements are the same. Okay, so here it starts to be different. So from now until our wellness break, which is in about a month, we're working on developing schematic level floor plans and RCPs for a commercial space serving a community group. We're identifying appropriate finishes with the design, considering community group identity and durability. So it's not just like, does this really reflect them? Is this really beautiful? But it's also thinking about, okay, this is a commercial space. It's going to have high school students running through it. It's going to have college kids running through it. Is it going to hold up in this environment? It's going to have a lot of light on it with those skylights, right? So I'm thinking about all those things as well. And propose furniture and lighting selections for your design to create a cohesive total environment in which each element feels designed. So really thinking about not only the function, right? So I need soft seating here, or I need a stool here, but also thinking about what makes that piece feel like it fits with your whole concept, what makes that piece feel like it belongs. So what you're going to need, we're going to be working in Revit from now on, so you need access to Revit. The computer lab has it. If you have a PC, you can download it. Unfortunately, it's not available for Mac. If you have a Mac, you can get Parallels, which is like it boots your system as a PC. And then you'd be able to download it, but unfortunately, if you're running like the iOS, it doesn't work. You'll need InDesign or Google Slides. That's just to put together your presentation. For your material board. So we're actually going to be going to the material library this time and picking out our materials. So you're going to need a 24 by 36 inch foam core or gator board to put your materials on. So that's pretty readily available on Amazon, or if you go to Art and Craftsman Supply downtown, or Michael's, wherever. Foam core is like the white stuff. Gator board, it's just a little bit denser. Either one is fine for this. It's just to give it a little bit more heft than if it were a piece of paper. Physical finish samples. So I'm hoping we can steal all these from the material library. So flooring, wall coverings, paints, fabrics, cabinetry, metal, woods, tiles. The sooner you are starting on this and looking at things, if you tell me, I can probably order you some samples. So there's this website called Material Bank. That's got to be like the least sustainable thing in the world. They think they're very sustainable, but they send you samples overnight. And they have them from tons of brands. So if I just type in like LVT, I can just go through and I can find whatever it is. These are from all different people. So normally, like, I would need to go to each individual website and like find the Hayworth samples and find the American Office samples. But here you can just like stick them all into your cart, and then they'll put them all into like a nice little envelope. And as long as you order it by 3, it comes the next morning. So that said, I don't think it's free if you're not a designer, like if you don't have that little number, but I'm happy to order them for you if you plan ahead. So if it is like, the day before our presentation, I can try. I do not know if I will have them in time for you. So this is the kind of thing that like, figure out what you want, send me a list, and I'll get it to you so you have it. But that's also, it's just nice also just to kind of look at materials, I think. Like, if I don't, because sometimes like the usual company I go to for a particular product doesn't have what I'm looking for, then I can look very generally for things. And and find new brands that way. So it's kind of helpful for that. Anyway. And then once you click on it, it's going to make me register. Okay, now once you click on it, they have all the color options. Okay, so schedule. So today we're looking at Revit phases, rooms, and design options. We're going to talk a little bit about schematic design, and we're having our project introduction, which is what we're doing right now. We don't have anything due this week. For Monday, I'm looking for your first set of plans and RCPs. I'm debating on moving this later because I don't have the base model done yet. So let me see if I can get this to you by tomorrow. I might, let's say set of plans and RCPs, let's like leave that on there as I want your schematic, like what you're thinking of. If it's by hand, that's fine. But I do want to make sure that we're still pushing and thinking about what our next steps are. So for some of you, I know you already started putting programs into places, figuring out where you were going to demolish in the last review, but a lot of you were still at the programming phase, right? So just working on bubble diagrams. So I would say this week, start working on getting those bubble diagrams translated into a plan. I'll get the base models done as soon as I can so that you have like a good model to work from. But until then, just work with the existing floor plans that are uploaded and draw over them. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I will get that done as soon as I can. So then we also have the 5 questions for Megan based on the trip. So there's the assignment for that. So you're uploading 5 questions. On Friday, we're going to be looking at Revit materials. And we're also taking our trip next Monday to the finishes to the material library. That's just in the building, so we're not going anywhere for that. On Friday, we're having another tech lecture on looking at applying materials in Revit so that when you put up your 3D view, you can actually see the materials and kind of get an idea of what they might look like. And we're going to do a 3D view rendering. And then your finished boards, I'd like to see like the first pass of it. So anytime that over here it says like do set of plans and RCPs, do finished board, it's same as last time where I'm not grading it at that point. That's just what I want to see when I do desk crit. So I come around and like you have your first pass at the finished board, you have your first pass at the plans. But at the end of the day, like everything's really due on Monday 4/11, right? These intermediary deadlines are just to kind of keep you on track and make sure that you're moving forward. But if it's not final, that's okay. The week after that, we're working on furniture and lighting. So we'll talk about it on Monday. And then Friday, we'll have a work day and I'll review those with you. So then Monday 4/11 is when everything would be due. So you'd have your set of floor plans and RCPs. You'd have your 3D view with the finishes from Revit. You'd have your finished board, and you'd have a digital PDF showing the concepts for initial lighting and furniture. You might need more than one page if you're doing like different concepts, right? So if everything in your space kind of looks similar, you're using the same color scheme, you're using the same 3 kinds of furniture mostly, you could maybe do it all on one page. But some of you might choose to really have like a shift between one group and another group. So then you might need more than one page. It's going to vary per person. Okay, sorry, that was not my best. It's a little disjointed. What questions do you have? Yeah. Sorry, say it again. So you're going to need the actual board for 4/11. Or 12/11, yeah. So that's when you'll need to have it like done and present, so you can like present on it. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to do a presentation on that on next Monday when we start looking at finishes. But generally, have you guys done finished boards for class before? Yes and no. So most people have done like one. It's usually something, I don't love this one. This one's kind of nice. So it's usually something like this where it shows like, this is the flooring I'm using. This is the different P-lim I'm using for the cabinetry. You just kind of put your finishes together in one area, and I like them to be labeled so that I know like what you're using where. There's any other nice ones. This one includes like little views on there as well. I usually don't do that. I usually like to just have the materials by themselves and then have like any drawings separate. It will have fabrics on there if you have like fabric for different furniture options. This looks like it's an acoustic ceiling, so they have that on there. It mainly just keeps everything nice and organized so you can kind of see like what's working, what's not working. It's important to have that as a physical thing instead of online though, because like the color difference between what you see on your computer screen and what comes always astounds me. It's like, I guess because it just depends on like how they took their pictures, what their lighting was, right, compared to what another company's lighting was. But so often I always try to like order one color way and then order like two kind of close to them, because sometimes like one turns out to be way warmer or way cooler or just different than I thought it would be. Other questions? Yeah.
For the programs, I see that most of them need at least one classroom. Is there like, can they share the classroom or?
Yeah.
Need different classrooms?
They can share. Yeah, I would say though, like, so let's look at the program again. So College Discovery needs a classroom. Campus Pals needs a training classroom, but it's smaller, right? So that's kind of like a separate one. The computer lab is different. So actually, I don't know. Sorry, maybe I said that prematurely. I don't know if they can share classrooms. I think like the outdoor classroom maybe could be used by multiple people, you know? And I think it also depends on timing. So, because I do think like I know we're having class in computer lab right now, but it's a little bit tricky, right? Like, because we're all like far away and I feel like I'm shouting. So I would say like these actually seem like they all need their own. These seem different enough that you need different ones. But if, for example, if on here, College Discovery had a classroom for 25 and Classroom Pals had a classroom for 25, and they weren't going to be using it at the same time, then I could combine those spaces to save some space. But generally, I think you're going to need one for each of these. You might be able to overlap like the reception lounge area for the Office of Community Services. Maybe can overlap with the tutoring space, like the cafe style tutoring space. Like maybe those are kind of one larger space that could work. Or depending on your satellite, like your community group, right? So I know that yours has classrooms associated with it. So maybe one of those classrooms is also used by College Discovery. And I could imagine that if it's work training, that happens later at night, whereas College Discovery might happen after school. So that would work. So I think I think just like if you're going to overlap space, just take a second to be like, okay, do they really have the same needs? And are they going to be used at the same time? Or can we schedule this out to work? Other questions? Yeah.
Do you have to specify finishes for the pantry, kitchen development, and the bathrooms?
Yes. Yes.
For the outdoor classrooms, are we just, but how detailed is that going to be?
For the outdoor classroom? So I think like I would think about what you want to do for that. So sometimes they're like more naturey. So some people do like, you know, it feels like you're in nature and there's like benches or stones. We've done ones for high school campuses kind of like this, where like it looks like it could be part of the scenery, but like, you know, like it could be used by anyone, but it also is like a nice gathering space. So in terms of like finishes for that though, right? Like I would just need to identify the kind of stone I'm using and that would be it. You don't need to get into like, this is the kind of gravel you will use and blah, blah, blah. Like you'll have a landscape architect doing that.
And do we design it on Revit as well, or just a like inspiration picture?
Yeah, I would show that on Revit as well. Yeah. It's just, it works very similarly to how you would do an interior one, right? So same way I draw a floor in Revit, I would just draw a circular floor here, and then I would apply a stone finish for it. So it just doesn't have the 4 walls around it, but otherwise it's basically the same thing. A lot of these have little like coverings. These are probably more, these are like more naturey than makes sense for us. This is one maybe makes more sense, right? Where it has like 2 picnic tables and like a covering, like and some kind of fun seating. Like that makes sense to me for our space. You could do something like this where it's just fun shaped furniture. I would say also for this round, remember that we're going to keep working on this project after, right? Hey.
When I want to start, you're going to be in the most of the class period?
Probably until 11.
Until 11. Okay.
Sorry. These ones are stumps. So anyway, I think, so you will be designing, but remember that like right now we're on the schematic part. So if you get kind of your first ideas down, you can draw it in 2D lines. You don't have to model everything yet. And then after the wellness break, we're going to learn how to make custom families, which is essentially like, for example, let's say I wanted to model, there was like that colorful wacky seating, wherever it went. Where'd it go? Colorful wacky seating. Like this stuff, you probably can't find exactly the right furniture sizing and everything on a website to do that, but you can make your own custom families where each of those is an extrusion and you can give it a color and a material. So we'll learn how to do that after break. But for now, you might just have like circles where those things are, or like the shapes of them. Other questions? Okay. So we're going to ask all of you to go to, if you go into Canvas and go to the Google Drive. So the Google Drive should be under modules. And if you go to project 2.1. And then Google Drive for site information, click on that one. I want everyone to download, this one says 220321 Jenkins Building Base Model. This is the one you're downloading. So download. Then open up Revit 2022. So don't just double click on it, open the Revit 2022 and you're gonna open it from in there. Sometimes it gets finicky if you open it directly, yeah. Okay.
Where did I go?
So you need to go to Google Drive for site information. Yeah. And then click on the top bar where it says Google, yeah. I don't know why it doesn't load, it just doesn't. And then the one with the date, yeah, double click on that. And download that, yep. You find everything. Okay, so you're in the right place, I'll tell you in a second. You find it? Okay, sweet. Oh, mine's still opening. That's just the floor plan. You need go back to the Google Drive. Oh, you got it. That's it.
So I'm trying to figure out. I just don't Chrome. No. So.
Sorry, my computer is really slow. I'll let you know once it's. Oh, actually, maybe I already have this open. I already have it open. Okay, so go ahead and open up the file. So if you go to File, Open, it should be saved probably under downloads. So desktop, local disk C, users, your name, downloads. Whoa. And then it should be, mine was there. So that's where it probably went. And then go ahead and open that. Okay. So let me know when you're there. There. Yes. Now, is the microphone working the whole time? It's working right now. Yeah. Ignore and continue opening the project. Okay, everybody ready? Okay, so first thing, if you go to your project browser, double click on the view that says site, and that'll bring up your site plan. I just wanted to show you guys like what's in here already. So this kind of big blue thing that I just clicked on with all the lines on it, this is the topography. So that's like the hill around the site. If I go into my 3D mode, so if you click on this little house, it'll bring up your 3D mode. Just a reminder, since we haven't been here for a while, to zoom in and out, you use your middle mouse button. To pan, you hold down your middle mouse button and drag side to side. To orbit, so to revolve, you hold down shift and your middle mouse button, and that lets you revolve. So zoom, middle mouse button, in and out. Pan, hold down your middle mouse button. Orbit, hold shift and your middle mouse button. Okay, so if I wanted to, this is my very incomplete building model. If I wanted to take a section through this and just look at it from the side, I would come down over here under properties and put on my section box. And that's going to bring up this big kind of box on the outside and these little arrows. If I drag these arrows in, that's going to allow me to see inside here. So you can see like the rooms that are started. There's still a lot to do, but things are kind of started. And how this works is like, this is the original topography. And then there's this building pad, and everything on the building pad flattens it. So you can imagine like that outline kind of flattens everything below that point. The section box? Yeah, so if you go over here, does everybody have their property? Everyone should have their properties in project browser. If you don't, go to view, user interface, and then turn them on over here. Project browser, properties. Okay, so once you have that, under properties, you're gonna click on section box. So you make sure in your 3D view, section box. And then that little box will come up and you can drag in the sides. So you can just focus on one area instead of the whole thing. Okay, good. So first thing I want to talk about is phases. So if you click on a wall, it'll tell you all the properties of the wall over here. So I go to my properties panel. This is, you can click on any wall you want. I clicked on a basic wall. If I go down, it's going to tell me what phase it was created. And right now it says new construction. So we want to change that. We want everything that's on here to be existing. So I'm going to drag this back out so I can see my whole model. And I'm going to select everything. So it's going to drag to the right, select everything. And then I'm going to come to filter. So once you select everything, it should like pop up this green bar that says modify multi-select. Click on filter. And over here, let's see what we need to filter out. I think you need to filter out topography and hit OK. So there's something that it doesn't want to change. So let me try it again. Filter, I'm going to filter out section boxes. Okay, filter, I'm going to filter out, try the building pads. Uh-oh. Hang on. Cancel. I'm trying to let it get me to change the. So how about I check none, select floors, pads, or just floor, structural columns, walls. Okay. So select everything and then check none and then just check floor, structural columns, and walls and hit OK. And then under properties, I'm going to change here where it says space created from new construction to existing. And then hit apply. I'm going to tab to get the building pad, and I also want the building pad to be existing. I'm also going to select the topography and change this to be existing. So sometimes it just doesn't let you change more than one thing at once for some reason. So all my existing stuff comes out as this gray color. The reason it does that is because if I go under my view properties, you'll see here that it says phase filter show all. So I'm going to change my phase filter to show complete and hit apply, and then you'll notice the colors have come back. So this kind of shows the finished thing. If I come over here to phase filter and say show previous and new and hit apply, it's going to show everything existing in gray. So let's make some new stuff so you can see the difference between what something existing looks like and what something new looks like. So I want you to double click on your ground level plan. And here are our existing walls right now. Let's say we're going to make a new circular wall in the center of the space. So I'm going to come over to architecture, click on wall. I'm going to use a curtain wall. And then I'm going to grab my circle tool up here. And I'm going to draw a circle. Hang on, I messed that up. Oh, I guess I can't do a circle curtain wall, duh. Okay, so I'm going to pick a different kind of wall. So wall, I'm going to select a 4-inch wall, do my circle, draw it straight in the center. Okay, so these should now be new construction. And if I come over here and change my phase filter to show previous and new, it'll show, so you'll notice that like the existing things are light gray and the new things are black. I usually also override it so that this shows up darker, but it's not doing that. I wonder if I want to change that. So if I want to change that, I'll change this on everyone's when I fix the base model. But if you go over to manage and then phases, you can do the graphic overrides are over here, and you can change like how things will appear. So all your existing stuff shows up one way, all your new stuff shows up another way. So if I come over here to patterns, I could override this to be gray, solid fill, okay. Although that makes my whole this thing, which I don't love. So maybe I'll leave it for now. Okay, but basically things that are new show up black, things that are old show up light gray. And it should be similar here where the older stuff is kind of grayed out and the newer stuff is more saturated. Okay, so that is phases. What will happen is, let's say I want to demolish a wall. So if I go to my ground level plan, make sure I'm in new construction, and I'm on previous and new, there's a demolish tool. So if I go to architecture, modify, so you see the little hammer. So if you click on the little hammer, you can take out walls. And And then those walls still exist in the old phase. So if I change my phase here to existing, like they'll come back up. But if I go to new construction in here, if I show previous and demo, you'll notice that now it makes my demolished walls like a dotted line, right? So that I know they're demolished. And it has my new wall or my existing walls as a solid line. So typically if you were making plans, you would have a whole set of demo plans that would just have all the existing walls, and then it would have dotted lines and notes that explain, like, take out this wall, take out this door. This will also work for doors. So if I were to go to, I'm going to change this back to show previous and new. So if I ever put in a new door, this is on my new construction plan, right? If I click it, it says new construction. If I now come back over to my phase filter and change it to show previous and demo, you'll notice that it's showing a demoed opening there for the door. So it's really helpful if you're adding new windows, if you're adding new doors, you don't have to track that separately. It'll do it for you. So typically what I would do is I would duplicate this view. So I would come over here and do duplicate with detailing. And I would rename this. Oops, nope, not delete it, rename it. So duplicate view with detailing. I would rename this and call it demo plan. And this one I would keep on show previous and demo. And then my regular plan, I would change this to show previous and new. And that would show like my final plan. Are you guys following along so far? Phases, not have you done it all, but does that make sense in terms of phases? Okay, that's the first big thing we're going over. Okay, so I'd like everybody to have at least one thing that they have demoed, one new thing, one old thing. Do you want me to re-go over how to do it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So let me undo. Okay, so right now everything, it says it's under new construction. Oh, no, it doesn't. Lizzie? I think I'm redoing now. Okay, so go to your 3D view, select everything, come over to filter, and change it so it just says floors, walls, structural columns, and hit OK. And then over here under properties, change it to say phase created existing. So it should come up under properties. If you just go down where it's like the very last thing is phasing. And if you click on where it says it should say new construction initially, you would switch it over to existing. Yeah, yours is on existing, you're good. Okay. So filter. And then deselect levels and paths. Yeah. I think I'll do it, okay? Okay, and then change it here to existing. So step one. Phase created is existing. Okay, everybody get that?
How do I know?
Select one wall. And then go down there under properties. Yep, you did it, you're good. Okay, good work. Yeah, try that and okay. Yeah, and then over here, change it to existing. Did yours work over here? Select one wall. Yeah, you just select a new wall. or floor, new construction. Okay, so try selecting everything. Yeah, and then go to filter. It's like up here, filter. You're actually good. You don't have weird stuff selected, so hit OK. And then over here, phase created, change it to existing. Okay. Okay. So now that we have everything on existing, we're ready to make something new. So why don't we go to plaza level, double click on your plaza level plan. And then go ahead and make whatever you want to in the middle. Doesn't matter what. This is our test ground. We're going to have to make some new things. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new wall. And mine's going to be a swirly wall, I think. Okay, once you have made your new thing, come over to properties. And at the bottom of the properties panel for your floor plan, it should say phase filter. Change that to say show previous and new. And then under phase, make sure it says new construction. So you want show previous and new. New construction, huh? No, you just want to be in the floor plan. So change your phase filter. Yep. So change that to show previous and new. Yep, got it. Everybody got it. Show previous and new, you're good. Got your previous and new. Hold on. Change this here to show previous and new. Got it. Okay, sweet. Camera, you good? No, okay. You're good. So double click on your, go to your project browser. So double click on plaza level. Make something new. So go to wall. And just make a new wall anywhere. I don't really care. Okay, great. And then under properties, click outside of it for a second. And then go down. And here, change it to show previous and new. So it's the next one down. Yep. Okay. Okay, that doesn't matter. You can draw it now. So go to architecture. Wow. Okay. So when you do that, you should see that your new things are in black and your old things are in gray. So black versus gray. Yeah. All good? Yeah. Okay. So the next thing, I want us to make a demo plan. So in order to do that, you're going to right click on plaza level, and you're going to go to duplicate with detailing. So duplicate view, duplicate with detailing. So you're going here, project browser, plaza level, duplicate view, duplicate with detailing. So what that's doing is it's making a new floor plan using all the same stuff from your last floor plan.
Is it right click on plaza level?
Yep, so right click, duplicate view, duplicate with detailing. Once you've done that, rename this so that it says demo plan. So if you right click on it, you can go to rename and then call it plaza level, rename, demo plan. The last thing you have to do to turn this into a demo plan is go back to your properties. Make sure you're on the demo plan. Go back to your properties and under phase filter, change it to say show previous and demo. Okay, so you made that. Awesome. So over here, you already changed that one. Show previous and demo. Beautiful. You're done. You did that one work? Okay, sweet. And done previous and demo. Yeah, sweet. It works good. Kim, good. Okay. Okay, we need to show something actually demolished though for this to work. So go back to your plaza level plan. And then go ahead and grab, under modify, grab the hammer. This is my favorite tool. And then go ahead and demolish a few walls. So sometimes maybe you want to demolish like part of a wall. If you want to demolish part of a wall, you can use the split tool that's up here. And you can kind of split it. And then you can demolish just like a portion of it. So I can try that again. So let's say I just want to make an opening in here. I can use the split tool. And then I can just demolish that little middle piece. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so what's tricky is if you do trim, it'll trim it from the existing. So you want to just demolish it and then do, if that makes sense. Because otherwise it'll pretend it was never there if you trim it. Versus you're saying I want to just, so you can use the split tool instead, which is this one. And then just make it cut where you want it to be. Yeah, and then you can use the hammer to get rid of it. Okay, so once you've done that, now go back to your demo plan and you should see dotted lines where you demolished things. Does anybody need help? Checking in, got it. Okay. Split tool. Yeah. Okay. It looks like you did it, so go ahead. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try getting your hammer. So modify, remember. Oh no. Okay, so go back to split. Oh, split's this one. And that one's split face. Yep. Wait, hang on there. Yeah, you're still on split face, so try it with this one. Yep. And then click on the wall. Yep. Delete splitting all. Okay, and now try it. Put it in here. Yeah. I think what happens, so there's a different one called split face that's useful if we want to paint a wall two different colors. But it's easier to do that one in elevation. Okay, so that's all we're talking about with phasing. So what you need to be very careful about is sometimes I'm like working and I'm not being careful with my plans and I'll make all my new stuff on the existing plan and then like it's all in the wrong phase, right? So just make sure that you're watching your phases over here. Sometimes you have a project with different phases. So sometimes the client wants to do these 3 spaces and like keep their offices in one area and then they'll switch. So if you need to add additional phases, you can do that too under manage phases. You could add more than existing and new construction. But for our project, we're just going to keep it simple, do existing and new construction. Okay. So next thing I wanted to go over was rooms and how to create some room color schemes. So unfortunately, I didn't enclose any of these because I stopped in the middle of what I was doing. So we're going to fix that. So let's create a new wall along this grid line to close off this room. So if you go to architecture, wall, I want you to pick storefront. And then over here, make sure that I don't think there's anything else we need to know about it actually. Oh, make sure your base constraint is plaza level and your top constraint is up to level 3. And then the location is the wall center line. That's good. So you're going to come here and just draw this all the way down. And you should not be on your demo plan like I was. So make sure you're on your plaza level plan so you can see it. So that should have made like a whole little wall of storefront along the front here. Let me know. Is everybody there? Has everybody made their wall?
From what floor was it?
Plaza level. Oh, yep. I made it along the column line. So you need to select just the wall. I think what are you in right now? Oh, you're still demoing. So go to architect. So go to you always want to draw in 2D. So go to your plaza level. Your architecture wall. Cancel. Sorry. Architecture wall again. Okay, sorry, you're good. Down here. Click on this, and then go down. Click on storefront. Okay, then zoom in, and you're going to click on. Yours is how is yours in a different location than mine? Wait, zoom out a second. What am I doing? What's the level? I feel like isn't it like my grid is here and your grid is here somehow? Whatever. Just zoom in and let's just do it from the inside of that wall. Yep. So click there and then come straight down. Zoom out. Go all the way down. So click there. Click the bottom. Yep. Okay, and then if you hit escape and then select the wall, yep. You can come over here and you can check, go up a little bit, and it says plaza level and then up to level 3. But you could change it like there if you went up to level 4, it would just make it taller. That's how you control where the top and bottom are. Right. Okay, good over here. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So now we're going to add in some rooms. So I only have 4 rooms left. You might have more than that. I demoed some walls. So I'm going to come over here to architecture, room. And then whenever I get to a space that's enclosed by 4 walls, that's like fully encircled, it's going to kind of fill up the space. Do you see that? How like here it's not doing anything, so it doesn't find walls, but here it's an enclosed space, so it's making the X. So once you have the X, click, and that'll make a room. So here, click, here, and click. So now I made a hole in one of my rooms that's making it no longer feel it's closed. If I still want to make this a room, I can just have a room separator that'll fix that. So if I come over here to architecture, room separator, I can make a line that's basically just like an invisible boundary that says this is the edge of that room. So sometimes, you don't have walls around a room. Like you just want to define one little area as a lounge, but there's not like real walls around it. That's always a good time to use the room separator tool. Okay, then I would go to architecture, room, and stick that in. Okay, so I'm going to click on my room. If you click on the room, it just does the room tag. So you want to hover and hit tab until you see the X, and then if you click it, it'll give you your room properties. So if I click on the tag, it's just going to tell me about the tag and properties. If I hover, hit tab, wait until the X shows up and then click, I find out about my room. So under properties, I'm going to change this. I'm going to make these all different named classrooms. So the number of this is going to be 100. And I'm going to call this classroom Next one, I'm going to call classroom as well. And the number on this is going to be 101. This one I'm going to call admin, and it's going to be 102. Oops. And this last one I'm going to call training room, and I'm going to make the number 103. Okay, so the last thing I want to wait, let me know when you have all your rooms named and numbered. Oh, click the down button in identity data. There you go. Yeah, you can change the name in there as well. Yeah, you can also just type in the room tab and it'll change it in the properties. Is it cold in here or is it just me? It's cold, right? Okay. Okay, once you have all those names in, we're going to put these into two different departments. So one department is going to be for the Office of Community Affairs, and the other one is going to be for, oh gosh, I forgot what it's called, PALS. So the first classroom I'm going to click on, and there should be something that says department. So you see there's like number and name. And then there should be one that says department. I'm going to change this department and call it PALS. This next one, I'm going to change this department, and I'm going to make this Office of Community Affairs. So I'm going to do OCA for Office of Community Affairs. And then I'm going to make all the other three also Office of Community Affairs. So OCA. And again, I'm hovering till I get the X and clicking so that under properties, I get the stuff about the room. And then I'm going to change the department here to OCA.
Do you have to hit apply after all of those?
I'm not sure. Let's see. If I just change it and then I don't hit apply, what happens? Nope. Seems to work anyway. Okay, once you have those department names in, we're going to create a color scheme. So you're going to come over to architecture, and then room and area. Under this tab, you see there's like a little arrow. You're going to click on that, and it's going to bring up this extra one that says color schemes. Click on color schemes. And then this is our first scheme. You're going to change this. Uh-oh. Maybe I can't do departments. I thought I could do departments. Okay, so we can do, so ready? So under schemes, you're going to go rooms and then change to department. So this would like, if you want each room to have its own, each room name to have its own color, I want to do by department. So I'm going to click on department. And then here you can change the color. So maybe I'll make one hot pink, and I'm going to make one yellow, hit OK. And then I can also change the fill pattern. So maybe I want it to be more of like a stripe. And then I'm going to hit apply. or okay, I guess. Yeah, it didn't come up though. Okay, so you go over to architecture, room and area, color schemes. Then under schemes, you change the category to rooms. And then change it from names to department. And then you can change the colors here. So it should already have in the values you wrote in, right? So I have Office of Community Affairs and PALS. Those should already be in there, but you can change the color and pattern here. And once you're happy with all that, hit OK. And then you should be able to, they should pop up. It looks like it didn't. So let me try one thing. Oh dear, I think I forgot a step. Let's check what it is. Okay, so I think over here I need to change. Okay, so if I just go to my floor plan properties, over here there should be something that says color scheme, and I want to change that to schema 1 that we just made. It looks like it didn't save though, right? Okay. So, and this is coming up very lightly. Sorry, I'll do that all one more time. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I'm going to come to my plaza level, come over here to where it says color scheme on the side, click on none, and I'm going to change this to schema 1. When I hit schema 1, I want to change it from spaces to rooms, then to department. And then here my 2 values for my department should show up, and I should be able to change the colors here. And then I hit apply and hit OK. And now I should have colors pop up. You should have, did you already put departments in these? Okay, so hit, okay, you need to do that first. So hit cancel. Hit cancel. Okay, so click on your room. You want that, yep. Under department, put some value in there. So it can be tour, it can be PALS, or what that's the ones I was using. But it would basically be in your program, like you have those different categories, right? So there's like PALS, there's Jubilee, there's whatever it is. So that's like what we get to do in those. But for today, like it can be anything really. So OFS or PALS. Okay. And then hit apply. And then do the same thing for this one, except make it a different name. So click on that, change this to something else. So you can do do PALS. Try clicking in there again. There you go. Okay, hit apply. Okay, now try doing that again. So click outside here. And then go color scheme, where it says none, click on it. And then do schema 1, rooms, department. Okay, and here you can change the colors. Okay, you got it. Is it working?
I have schema 1.
So click on, okay, click on schema 1 again.
It was hard to find it.
So click on scheme on there, and then go to rooms on the category, and then click on department,
Yeah.
and then hit OK. There you go. Sorry, mine did that too. I just needed like an extra check. All good? Looks good. All good. Beautiful. All right, guys, you already know like more Revit than most people who start at my office. You're doing great. Okay, last thing we're gonna do is also super annoying, but I think is gonna be really helpful for us. So it's called design options. And essentially it lets you try out like 2 different layouts and then pick one at a later time. And it allows you to produce like 2 different floor plans that'll show that. So for this, let's actually turn our colors back off because mine are dark and they're hard to see. So to turn my colors back off, I come over here to color scheme and I click none and hit OK. And the colors will go away. So I need to create a new design option. To do that, I go to, I think it's under, let's see, what's it under again? Manage design options. So it's kind of like in the middle here. And I'm going to do a new option set. And I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it classroom layout. And hit OK. And I want to have 2 options. So my first option, I'm going to rename, and I'm going to call this lecture style. And hit OK. And the second one, I'm going to make a new option. I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call this one in the round. And hit OK. Okay, so for lecture style, hit close. I now want to start making things in that design option. So to do that, I'm going to come over here at the bottom where it says main model, and I'm going to change it to where it says lecture style. When I do that, you're going to notice everything grays out. That's because those other things are part of the main model, and now it's saying, it's like, okay, you're editing just this set. It's kind of like working in a block, if you've ever worked in a block or working in a group. It's like you're just working on this little piece. It's separate from the main building. So now I'm going to add some stuff in here. So I'm going to go to architecture, component, and let's see. Hopefully there's a chair already in here. Oh, there isn't. So I'm going to load family. So I'm going to go to insert, load family. English Imperial. Oh no, we had this problem before. I have to go to, is it English? No. How did we fix this last time? Do you guys remember? Okay, so I'm going to go, this is kind of annoying, sorry. So you're going to go to Autodesk and then go to Revit 2019 and then go to libraries, US Imperial, and then find furniture. So I think that whoever installed Revit 2022 never installed the new libraries. So we have to go find the old libraries. It's annoying, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to go to seating and I'm going to find kind of like a regular classroomy kind of chair. This will work. So I'm going to hit open. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and set these up. So I'm putting in 1, and then I'm going to copy it over. I'm going to leave 3 feet in between them. And then I'm going to leave 3 feet the other way as well. So you can do this as an array if you would like to. So if you go to modify, array is this one. So I could tell it I want 4, 5 rows, 3 feet of 36 apart. And then answer. Sorry?
Which folder are the families in here?
Okay, so families are in. So if you go to insert, load family, you have to go back to like this thing and go back to Autodesk. And then hopefully you have Revit 2019, RVT 2019. Oh, does your RVT 2022 have libraries? English Imperial, like is there stuff in there? Mine is empty.
It says route analysis and structural prefabs.
Yeah, that was not helpful. So let me see. Go back to Autodesk. Go down. Let's see what. Try just Revit. Nope. Okay, what I will do, I'll download a bunch of families for you guys and put them into the model. I don't know why you don't have the families. There has to be somewhere it's getting them from, though. That's what's weird. Go to libraries. So let me see what's installed in here. So yours works. You have English Imperial. So put that English Imperial. And no, you don't have it either. Go back to Autodesk. And then down.
Is it this one?
We need like, there should be more than that. There should be furniture and stuff.
What the family templates?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you guys don't have families loaded in here. So, okay, let's take a little side tour. Let's download some families. Okay. Side tour. So, go to search for BIM Market. And it should be the BIM Smith Market. It's going to make you make an account. It's free. You're going to BIM Smith Market. Okay, once you're in here, click on sign up and create a new account. Why can I not find the US? Where's the US?
It's the first one.
Oh. Okay, Maryland. Okay. So once you've made your account, let's search for cross furniture. And then there should be like a whole bunch of different, none of these chairs really look quite right. Okay, let's try just chair. Maybe chair lecture? No. Okay, just chair, fine. And then find a chair you like and download it. I'm gonna download the Tate chair. So you click on it. You need to click on this little Revit circle that's there, and then you hit download. And it'll pop up down here. Once it pops up down there, you double click, extract all, extract, and then you just double click on this, hit upgrade the model. It's going to upgrade it. So they're almost always made in like Revit 2010 or something, or 2015, and then your Revit 2022 will need to like update the file, so it takes a second. Okay, that'll pop it up here, and then that opens just the family. So you're going to hit load into project and close. Oh, mine opened. Why does it think it's not open? That's interesting. Okay, I can do this a different way. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to File, so Insert, Load Family. And now if I go to my downloads, where I just downloaded that, so that should be under Downloads. I can then hit Open. And it'll upgrade it again. And now I should be able to have my tape chair come up. Okay, let me see.
So it's finding out, can you verify kind of phone listed in?
So right now you're not in the expanded folder, so go back to that. Downloads. Oh, so you have to extract it first. So go to your downloads generally. You have to like unzip the extract all. Extract. Okay, and now you would load in that one. So if you click on this one, double click. Now click on that, and then hit open. Okay, you got it. This working again. Okay, so you need to extract this first and hit close. So click on here. Yeah, go up one, go to downloads. So right click on here, and then you need to do, actually click on it first. Right click now. Go back. Sorry. Click on it and then right click. You need to extract all. Oh, yeah, that one. Extract. Okay, close this. Now open up that folder that doesn't show the zipper. And then that one, and then hit open. Yep. Yeah.
So you get done and extract.
Okay, yep, so you want to open it from this one. Yep. And then so go to Revit, and then load family. So insert load family, and then, are you in the extracted one there? Downloads, this one, right? Top one, double click. And then that one, and then open. That should work, and then you would just use, woo, where'd it go? Oh, minimize that. Okay, is it in there? So try placing it. So go to architecture, component, architecture, component. Yep, you got it. Then you click to place it. So close out of that, cancel. So go to architecture, component. Yep, place a component, and then just click. It should show up. Yep. Is that the right one? Okay, good. You got it. Yeah, so if you click on this one and type in C over copy, and then click on it, yep. And then just come over and type in. Yep. Okay. Sorry, that was a very long sidebar. So I'm going to go over making this array again. Okay, so I'm going to go to architecture, component. I can grab my chair. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to rotate it the way I want it. I'm going to rotate it to the front. And then I'm going to array this. So I'm going to do the first one manually and the second one as an array. So to do this manually, I select it, type in CO for copy, click on the center, and then if I come over, I can just type in how far I want it. So if I type in 3 apostrophe for feet and hit enter, that'll show up. So 3 apostrophe, oops, that one I got off center. I can also select multiple of them and type in CO and copy them over midline to midline. Okay. Now I'm going to take this array I made, or this group I made, I'm going to array it back. So I'm going to select all of them. You can hold down Control to add to your selection. And then I'm going to come over here to my array tool, which is like this one with kind of all the boxes on it. I'm going to click, and then if I come down, I'm just going to type in 3 feet, 6 inches, hit enter. And then it'll ask me how many I want. I'm going to type in 4 and hit enter. And then that'll make the 4 rows. Yeah. So I'm copying this over. So I type in CO, click, type in 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet. This 8. And then type in CO and click anywhere. And then move over and then type in 3 feet. And hit enter. There you go. Just keep going. Yep, however many you want. Okay, I'm going to do the array one more time. So I can select all of these, go to array. I'm going to click on one area. I'm going to kind of just hover down. I'm going to type in 3 feet, 6 inches, hit enter. And then over here, it asks me how many rows. I'm going to type in 4 rows and hit enter. And that'll make my whole little thing. Okay, is everybody good? Does anybody need help? Click it. So it is, where'd it go? This one. Yep. So then click one area. Yep, click, and then just hover down and type in however far you want to be, like 4 feet or whatever. Minimum is 3 feet from back to back of the chairs. Okay. Cool. Yeah, just type in however far you want to be. Okay, you ready to move on? So everyone has a classroom that is showing rows of chairs. Okay, so this is my lecture style. I'm now going to click down here and I'm going to change it and go to in the round, and you'll notice all the chairs disappear. That's because I'm now in my other design option. So I'm now going to stick in my chair again. So I'm putting in a chair. I'm going to rotate it. And this one I'm going to copy in a circle. So let's see if I can manage that. That might be more than I can manage. Hang on. I'm going to give myself a circle to reference first. So I'm going to go to modify. I'm going to type in DL for detail line. And then I'm going to click on the circle, make a circle. Yeah. I changed out of that design option. So, oh, you're working in your main model. Okay. So if you were working in your main model and didn't make your design options yet, let's go backwards to do that. Does everybody need to make their design options? Yes. Okay, let's go backwards. So I'm going to make a new set of design options. Let me move these to my main model a second so I can Here, I think I just have to delete them. How do I move them over? I can do Control C. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm catching up a second. Okay, so to make a design option, I'm going to go over here at architecture, manage. So up on the top tab, head over to manage, and then click on design options. So I'm going to make a new set of them. So I'm going to click on option set, new, and then give this a name. So you can click on here and do rename. And I was calling this classroom layout. So I'm going to do that, classroom layout 2, hit OK. And then under your first option, I'm going to rename this and call this one lecture style. And hit OK. And you can make one more option. So I'm going to do a new option here, hit new, and then do rename. And I'm going to call this one in the round and hit OK. Oh, okay. So you need them to be in the same option set. So select this one and delete it. Option set 1. Okay. So now, were you editing this one? Okay, that's the one you're working on, right? Yeah.
Well, before I was on the lecture.
Okay. So we'll delete the other one then, it's okay, right? Okay, so put this back to main model for a second, because I think it might not let you delete it while you're editing it.
Oh.
So go back to design options, and then delete this one. So hit delete. And then over here, under option set 2, you want to use sub option. So over here, so you just like option sub like options to do new option, and then this one to rename it straight around. Yeah. And then over here. Okay, so you got your second thing of them. Cool. Oh, right. Yeah, but so I changed this name, so if you click on that, you can do rename here if you want to change it to classroom layout. It's nice to name things so it's easier to find them. You guys okay over here? Mm-hmm. All good? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, once you're good with that, hit close. So if I put these all onto my main model, I think I just need to I don't think I can. Okay, so hang on, edit group. So if I go to edit group and select one chair, can I change the design option here? Let's see. No, it's not gonna let me do that. Okay. So I'm gonna select all of these and do Control C to copy them. And then I'm going to delete them from my main model. Then I'm over here, where at the bottom where it says main model, I'm going to change it to lecture style. And then I think I can do a paste in place. So modify. No, it's really not letting me. I know I've done that in other projects before. It might be unhappy because they're hosted on the floor. And so the floor is proprietary. Anyway, so I'll just rebuild it. So you don't have to make a ton of these. I'm going to do it kind of super sloppy because I just want to show you the design option part. So here I'm doing, this is representative of my lecture style. Okay, so if I come down to lecture style, I'm going to go back to main model, and you'll still see them. The reason you still see them is because the lecture style is my primary design option. That means that that's the one that it defaults to. That's the one that's going to show in my regular plans. But then I would have a second set of plans where I show my other set. So I'm going to come over here and click on in the round, and they should disappear. So at this time, I'm going to put chairs in a circle. I'm going to need a little bit of guidelines to help me with that. So I'm going to go to annotate, detail line, grab a circle. I'm going to draw out a circle here, just so I have like a reference point. Then I'm going to go to architecture component, and I'm going to grab that chair. I'm going to rotate this so that it's facing the middle of the circle-ish. Okay. And then I'm going to copy and rotate this. So I'm going to go to rotate. I'm going to hit copy. My center of rotation, I'm going to place it in the middle of my circle. And then that'll allow me, try that again, rotate. Oh, weird. It's not letting me copy it. I think there's something kind of funky about this family. Yeah, okay, fine. So I'm going to do this more manual way. I'm just going to copy it around, and then I can rotate them. So this is a little bit tedious because normally you can kind of like, it doesn't want to rotate. Okay, and turn off copy. This one's a mystery. Okay, my Revit's just full on doing the wrong thing now, but not the main point. So what should happen is when you rotate something around a center point, it should like a clock kind of like put out all the chairs. Are all of yours doing that? Or are you all getting the same message as me if you rotate it? So if you select one, go to rotate, do copy, and then place your center of rotation in the middle of the circle, and then try to bring it around. Are you getting an error message that's saying it's making it in the same place? I'm not sure if it's like a problem with mine or if it's a problem with the family. You're getting that too. Okay. Yeah, go to center of rotation place. And put in the center. Yeah, it is recorded. Okay, let's skip this part because whatever's going on with this family is not happy. So just create a different seating layout, whatever it is. So you go to architecture, and then component, and then you would, if you weren't here, you could scroll to it, but it is there, so you just place it in. So go ahead and create whatever kind of layout you want to. I don't know why this family's not rotating. It's a weird family. Yours is kind of rotating. No, yours is. I don't know why it won't rotate. Normally, furniture rotates happily. Also, like, didn't I just rotate it a minute ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you have a different layout, go back to your main model. So whatever that layout is, doesn't matter what it is, there should be a second layout. Okay, so we have one more step, and then I promise we're done learning new things. Okay, so I want you to duplicate this plan again. So right click on plaza level and do duplicate view with detailing. This one, I want you to rename it and call this alternate. On your alternate, go to properties, and there should be so on Puzzle, we're going to do something called visibility graphics. So to get to visibility graphics, you type in VV, as in like Victor Victor, and it should bring up this whole dialog box. This is where you control all, like what everything looks like. So Revit has standards that it puts in, but like let's say you want all your ceilings to be bright pink, you can do that. Like you can change that all in here. What we want to change right now is our design option. So you're going to come over on the tabs at the top to design options. And where it says classroom layout automatic, I want you to change that to be your other option. So the one that's not primary. So for me, that's in the round. So the one that says primary is the one that's in your main model. Pick the other one and hit OK. So then that'll show this one as your alternate plan. So what's really nice about this is that you can have, if I do window towel, you know, I can have two different layouts here, and I can change things in my model, and they'll change in both, right? Because anything that's in the main model, I can change without affecting my design options, but I'm able to still, I'm able to have two different layouts with one model. Does that make sense? When do you think you'd use that?
Like we're trying to work out two different proposals.
Yeah, if you want two different proposals. So for different levels, you actually use you would just be on a different floor plan. So what's nice about Revit is Revit has a 3D model that then it cuts at each of these levels, like each of these is a level, and it'll show you just that plan. So right now we were on the plaza level. If I double click on ground level, this will show all my ground level stuff. So I can have totally different furniture, plans, everything on my ground level to my plaza level without using design options. Okay. Yeah. You are stuck in something. I'll put down here. Change that to main model. Okay, method maybe. And then design options. You can change it there. So I don't know which one you changed. Did you do it for the first one or the second one? Yeah. You hold the down button. So find learning. Okay. So we again. That's over here. So maybe try to do this one. It's over here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't plug it in every single
Okay. You guys figure out how to change the second view? Yes, you got it. So then plug view alternate.
I don't know how to see what you want.
Side by side. Oh, do WT. WT. If that's going to window towel all of the ones you have though. So like close out, close this one. Close this one. Yeah. Close this one. All the other ones other than plaza level and plaza level. Close. Okay, now you're WT. It worked, yeah. Oh, it looks like, so you want on here, change this to main model.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And change on this one, is it also main model? Okay, so no, click outside here.
This one's a new one.
That one's new model. Okay, so this one didn't work. I did DD,
But they used to sell induction.
and then design options,
Primarily. So if you have a folder,
and then change this to your other one,
then you can check out your property.
and around,
Until that, they got it, and
and then do okay.
then you should be able
There
to
you
use boot campus.
Can I see? So you, I think you're doing the same thing. Okay, so your plaza level, do you have plaza level alternator? Okay, so two. Your project browser disappeared. Okay, so your plaza level, oh, so you need to duplicate this for the start line. So I'm gonna change this to main model. I'm gonna duplicate this, duplicate view, detailing. Okay, and then this one we're gonna rename false. Okay. So for this one, type in VB and then go to design options and then change this one. I don't know which one it's under, do you know? It's under positive. Okay, so hit the down button and then change it to down up and then hit OK. I don't know where the things went. Do you have things on them around? Okay. Then we start main model, and then we're gonna go at once. Okay, so plaza level also have prepared DVDs, design options. So I don't know. I think it was a mix of between what was on one page or something. Can I see your edges over there? So you can change that back to main model. Okay, sweet, beautiful. And then the red one, awesome. And over here, you change the mineral, looks good, and the alternate, beautiful. Okay. Hey, good job, guys. Sorry, I know this is long. I'll make sure to get this one posted so you can refer back to it. So what I would say is for the rest of class, I would start working on your plans. The one problem is I need to finish the base model so you guys can work on top of the base model. So in the meantime, I would say work with what you have, work with the floor plans you have, work with the materials you made for midterm, and start converting your program diagrams into floor plans. I'm hoping to have the base model to you as soon as I can, hopefully tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so the Revit tutorial is, it's on Canvas. So let's see, go to Canvas, and then go down. Let's see. I forgot we did Rhino, man. You guys have been busy. All right, Revit tutorial 1, basic modeling. That one will help you. And then hopefully it has the video link in there. Sounds good. Yep.